Hi everybody, this is AP here at the Poe Museum.
This is Pluto, the Poe Museum cat, and I'm Chris Silla.
We're excited to be back to talk to you guys again for a garden update. It is absolutely stunning here. See it in person, but we will give you a different. Today, okay, go.
The remnants of last year's blooms right there. It's just starting to bud. So any day now we're going to see a profusion of red and white and pink roses. But right now the story is irises. Everywhere there's irises blooming all over the place. Some nice ones right here. They only blooming for a little while, but it's just a spectacular show of color. And here's a little rose bush that one of our friends, Marsden Williams, donated to the museum last year. And look, we've already got a bloom right there. Now, if you remember from last time, a lot of these flowers are things that Poe mentions in his poems and stories. So, of course, roses he mentions, bluebells down here. And we even found a reference to irises in his poem, The Psyche Zenobia, or his short story.
Hold on, Chris.
So there's another one of our irises down there. And back here in the shady recesses of the Poe Shrine, there's not much blooming back in here, but we do have poet's laurel all along the edge. These keep their leaves all year round, and you can see there's new growth popping up all over the place. There's some more little irises popping up over here. This is the Major Wheeler honeysuckle. So it's got some nice, pretty red blooms you see. And the idea behind this was, back when the museum was started, an artist in England painted some portraits of the garden. And it showed some kind of flowering red plant growing up over this doorway. So when we started restoring the garden, we tried to figure out, well, what would be a good flowering plant that could grow over the door? So this is what we chose.
You need to get in the shade a little bit.
Now the grass is starting to get a little bit high. We're really letting it take root this spring. And by the time you're back here at the museum, this stuff is going to be glorious and green. And right down in here, of course, you see the pansies and other flowers. But look right here, there's some little opportunistic wild violets down here. And these are another one of Poe's favorite flowers. And it said when he was walking around an old estate not far from here in Richmond, Poe would wander the vacant house and he'd picked violets from the grounds and he'd put them in the little buttonholes on his vest and his jacket. So that's another one of Poe's favorite flowers.
Hi, Carlos. Hola, Costa Rica.
And we're not quite blooming yet, but we've got some great lilies here. And lilies, incidentally, are the flower that Poe mentions most often in his stories and poems.
Hola, Tony in Nicaragua. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kimberly.
And down here, there's some crested irises. They're like little miniature irises. And these are native to Virginia. You'll see these popping up all over the garden. So look out for those everywhere. And some more cool displays of color right there. And this is Edgar the cat. And Edgar would like to wave hi to you. And he misses everybody. He looks forward to have everyone come back and pet him, and he wants to greet you all back to the museum.
Hi, Lynn. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Hola, Gloria.
For those of you who haven't visited the museum yet, Edgar and Pluto are the museum's official tour guides. They actually have memorized the tour enough to know how to lead people from one building to the next.
Cheerio, Amy. Good to see Southwest England on here.
And down here you've got some of our tulips. Now, just a few weeks ago we had tulips everywhere. There's still a few that are just on their last legs right now, along with some more irises. But check out the really rich color on these ones down here.
Hey, Mel, it's good to see you.
And of course, Poe mentions them in several of his stories, including Hans Fall. It's about a trip to the moon. And this is something that you're only going to see for a little while. The dogwood blooms. This only lasts for a couple weeks, and then they're gone. It's the official state flower and the state tree of Virginia. In case anybody ever asked you what the state tree of Virginia was, now you know.
Aloha, Elizabeth.
But back there in the back of the garden is our hackberry, the big tree right in the middle above the shrine. It was planted in the 1920s, and it really loves that spot. It's taken off, and this was even featured in a USA Today article about different trees that have witnessed history. The one next to it, though, just squeezed in there, that is a tulip poplar, and it's going to have some nice blooms there pretty soon. And Poe, in his story, The Gold Bug, said the tulip poplar was the most majestic of all trees, so another one of his favorite plants. Just going to head on back this way. See, we have a lot more color with woodland phlox blooming here back in our enchanted
Come back and see us, Ro.
This is a nice little shady area inspired by the landscape of the Ragged Mountains, which are located right near Charlottesville, Virginia. And I think I pointed out last time the big things that look like grapes almost, that's Mahonia back there. They're going to turn sort of a darker purple over the course of the summer. And here's some more hydrangea, not the oak leaf hydrangea, but just more of a regular hydrangea. And the story back here,
hi, Debbie,
is the crossvine. Check them out right up here. We've got a few blooming right up here.
Hi, Maria. We miss you both. Okay, I'm going to try and walk through here and not stomp on something.
So these vines are just going to be covered with these pretty little flowers pretty soon. And of course, since this is the gold bug garden, you have to watch out for our little gold bugs here and there. So those are some of the things that are blooming right now in the Enchanted Garden. We hope you'll be back again soon to check out all this in person, and we'll keep updating you when more and more color starts blooming all over the place. Until then, if you'd like to help us illuminate Poe for everyone evermore, then visit our website, poemuseum.org, and you can support us right there at poemuseum.org/support. But thanks for visiting. And I'll say hi to the ponies and cats for you.
Thanks, guys. We can't wait to see you again.